What is up, everyone? Today we'll be going over the exist counts for all of the rarest Brainrots in the game, including Brainrots like the Headless Horseman, all the OGs, Dragon Cannelloni, Signor Carpace, and much more. Brainrots that are unobtainable and just insanely rare. So yeah, honestly, the first Brainrot that I want to go over is the Dougie Bros. If we look at this Dougie Bros, honestly, there's not a lot of exist in these. If you look at it, look at the normal, there is only 2,631. Look at the gold, there's only 166 on the diamond, 37 on the rainbow, phantom obviously 0, cyber there's 500, divine there's 20. But then if we go down here into the other ones, only 7 on the radioactive Dougie Bros, 10 on the yin yang, 27 on the galaxy, lava has 18, candy has 0, and bloodrot only has 1 exist. So this is another 1 of 1. And also, this will stay a 1 of 1 because this is unobtainable and never coming back. And the next one that I want to go to is the Kalika Bros. So what has been said about the Kalika Bros is that now these are one of the rarest / new Brainrots that is also unobtainable. Look at this. I'm pretty sure that says 733. That is really rare. We go over to the gold, that is 35. Go over to the diamond, that's only 9 exist. That's insanely rare. Only 9 exist on diamond. We go to here, 4 rainbow Kalika Bros. Sorry about the lag. 0 phantom, obviously. And then we go over here, there's 128 cyber. Divine, there's only 13 cursed, 1, which is another 1 of 1. 3 radioactive. 6 lava. 0 candy, and only 1 blood rot. So Kalika Bros has a total of 2 1 of 1s. So we're going to be counting the 1 of 1s. So we have 1 on Dougie Bros. So now we have 3 1 of 1s. And now I'd like to talk about the pancake in syrup. So yeah, pancake in syrup actually doesn't have an exist count that has been sent, but I'm going to put a picture up on the screen probably. There is only 1 rainbow pancake in syrup. And I'm pretty sure there's about 350 base pancake in syrups. And let's move on to the next Brainrot, the Antonio. So apparently, well yeah, this is from the craft machine, and there's also not a lot of exists. These are worth about a base meow, I would say. A base one is worth a base meow. Or around like 10 to 11 dragons. And then if we look at the gold, there's only 110, 47 on the diamond. On the rainbow, there's 30, which is actually really similar to diamond. And then obviously these have 0 exists. Like phantom is obviously not possible. None of these are possible unless you did the glitch. And then on yin yang, we got 7. Galaxy is 32. Lava is 3, which is really rare. That's a 1 of 3. There's only 1 candy and 3 bloodrot Antonios. As it was leaked, there was only 1 bloodrot Antonio, which I'll put up a picture on the screen, obviously. There was only 1 bloodrot Antonio, apparently, but now it shows that there's 3. Let's move on all the way over to the Arca Dragon. The Arca Dragon is another one that is rare, basically like the pancake and syrup, but the thing about this one is it is still obtainable, just like the pancake and syrup. There's 124 normal ones, 12 gold, 4 diamond, and only 1 exists, so it's a 1 of 1 Arca Dragon. And then if you go into Phantom, 0, Cyber, 0, Divine, 0. All these really have 0. There's not any mutated Arca Dragons, as you can see, other than Rainbow. The next Brainrot that we'll be moving on to is Bunny and Eggy. The thing about Bunny and Eggy, though, is that this Brainrot is very rare, but it does not have a Brainrot exist count listed. I'm going to check in the Steel Brainrot Discord, or not the Steel Brainrot Discord, the exist count server to see if there is an exist count, and I'll put it up on the screen if there is one. But there probably isn't. But what I've seen, I'm pretty sure there's about like 3,000 of these, because I'm pretty sure there is. And the next Brainrot that we'll be moving on to is the Jelly Moby. Looking at the Jelly Moby, I'm pretty sure there's about 5,000 altogether, 4,000 altogether. And it looks like, obviously the most common is normal, and then we have 337 gold, 131 diamond Jelly Mobies, 10 rainbow Jelly Mobies, 0 phantom, 230 cyber, 22 divine, which is really rare, 2 cursed, that's a 1 of 2. And then we got 5 radioactive, 6 yin yang, 4 galaxy. Galaxy looks insane, by the way. 9 lava, 10 candy, and only 6 blood rot jelly mobies. So now we will be moving over to the Hydra Bunny. This is another one that has been proven to be insanely rare, kind of similar to the exist counts of the Bunny and Eggy. And I'll put up the exact Hydra exist counts, and it'll probably be the old one, but there's probably around 3K. And then over here, there's 17 rainbow, 0 of these, only 58 divine, 1 curse. So this is another 1 of 1. That is the 4th 1 of 1 that we have found. And then moving on, we have the radio Hydra bunny, yin yang Hydra bunny, 4 galaxy Hydra bunnies, 36 lava, 10 candy, then only 4 blood rot Hydra bunnies. That is pretty rare. Now we will be moving on to the Elefanto Frigo. Pretty sure it was like that. There was about 687, but they rated the exist counts on how they make them, so it's probably bigger now. So there's 662 base, 52 gold, 24 diamond, 22 rainbows. Nothing shown there. Nothing shown there. Nothing shown there. Yeah, there's none on this. There are 17 yin yang frigos, which is actually pretty common. But then we move on to this. There's only 5 galaxy. I'm pretty sure there was 6, but maybe 1 got voided. I am actually not sure. Lava, 0, candy. And then blood rot 2. I'll put up a picture of the screen again. I'm pretty sure RBXJ, Roblox J, he owns both of these actually. So he owns 2 of 2 blood rot frigos. Moving on, now we have the La Supreme combo. This is one that was actually widely regarded as like really rare, but when the exist count has been leaked, there's about 5K. I don't know why these are so like, I guess, overglazed. But the thing about them is they're not too good in the people's perspective. A base one is about worth 3 dragons, and honestly, yes, I would recommend trading a base one for 3 dragons if you have 3 dragons, because dragons are losing value, while rare stuff like the La Supreme is gaining value. So yeah, let's look at this. 555 gold, 261 diamond, 28 rainbows. 0 of these, obviously. 0, 0, 0. And then we move to Galaxy, 112. Lava, 0. It's actually a bit confusing, though, because you would think that there might be a lava if they put something lava in, but I guess not. And then there's 16 Blood Rot Supremes. 1 of 16 Blood Rot. And moving on to the Kraken, this is an exist count that you can still get, obviously, so this number is going to keep on rising. But 515 base, 97 diamond, 42, oh wait, no, 97 gold, my bad. 42 diamond, 2 rainbows, so there's 1 of 2 currently. 18 phantom, no cyber, obviously, no curse. Maybe the mutation rain could play a part into this, but it looks like there's basically just none. So yeah. And now we move on to the Digi Narwhal. This is one that people actually invested in because the Fishino Clonino was already rare, so people knew that this was going to be rare. And it's also like a heavily money maker. You could trade from this because you can just spawn it straight up. And there's not a lot of exists of these, probably about 2,000 altogether with all these exists. So we have 99 gold, 1,535 base, 47 diamond, 28 rainbows, 0 cyber obviously, 0 phantom obviously, 280 cyber, 16 divine, 17 cursed. The cursed one actually looks very cool. I'm pretty sure Dante owns one. Maybe I'll put a picture up on the screen. 4 galaxy, 5 lava, 6 candy, and 8 blood rot. Now we will be moving on to the level of bear. The level of bear is one that I'm pretty sure has a lot of 1 of 1s, and there's only like 1,000 altogether. Or even lower than 1,000. I'm pretty sure like 950. So yeah, we have 843 base, 37 gold, only 16. And then now we have 2 rainbow love bears. I'm pretty sure this was leaked to be 1, but then another one got added. I don't know how. And then we also have none of these, obviously. None of these. And then we go to cursed. There's 7 cursed. And also, I'm pretty sure cursed was another one that they thought there was actually a lot, but there was not a lot of them. And then radio, we got 0. Yin Yang, there's 2 Yin Yang love bears. 1 galaxy, that is our 5th 1 of 1. Then we move on to lava, none. Candy, another 1 of 1, our 6th 1 of 1. And then blood rot, there is 0 exists. Moving on to an insanely rare brain rot amongst like everybody. This is really rare. I'm pretty sure altogether, there's probably like 350, something like that. So we have 311 base, 22 gold, 7 of these. So, I mean, if you put it all together, that's like 340. And then we have 5 rainbow, which that is actually a lot more than you would expect. And then these also have none. Obviously, this has none. This has none. There's not a lot of mutated stuff of the low quantities, but there's also 2 yin yang. I think one of them is owned by Lunar Moon, if you know who that is. She owns the Exist Count server. And then 6 galaxies, 0 candy, and 0 blood rot. Moving on to the next Brainrot, the Dragon Gingerini. This Brainrot, many people thought this wouldn't be rare, and it actually used to be kind of like hated, just like the Hydra. But then it started gaining value a lot. Honestly, this is my favorite dragon in the game altogether because this dragon just looks so cool, honestly. Drop a like and a sub if you think this one is cool. 149 gold of these. Altogether, there's probably around like 2k. 91 rainbow, which rainbow is actually a lot. There's less diamonds than there is rainbow, which is insane. And then we move all the way here. There's obviously none of these. There's 139 radio Gingerini, since that was the mutation at the time. 38 Yin Yang Gingerinis. Yin Yang Gingerini just looks insane. That is my favorite, probably. 34 Galaxy. Rusty Nickel owns one of those. 67 Lava. No more Brainrot. And then 74 Candy. 32 with the Blood Rot mutation. Moving on, we have the Dragon Aquanini. This one is really rare at the moment, but the thing about it is it's going to keep on raising in exist counts. It's probably going to end up being lower than the Dragon Gingerini just because not a lot of people are fusing, and they didn't fuse for a while because Sammy was gone, and they didn't want the admin abuse to be bad. But yeah, we have 906 base, 135 gold, 55 diamond, 5 rainbow. We have 35 Phantom, 97 Cyber, 12 Divine, 3 Curse, 1 of 3. And then we have 11 of these, 13 Yin Yang, 1 Galaxy, so that is currently our 7th 1 of 1, but it might actually rise. This was pulled by Nyx Blocks and Dante, I'm pretty sure. And then we have 2 Lava, I don't know who owns those, 14 Candy, and 4 Blood Rot. There's actually more Blood Rot than Galaxy, which is surprising. Then we're going to move on to Griffin. I'm just going to scroll through this quickly because I don't think there is any 1 of 1s in this category. There's really rare ones like Rainbow and I believe Cursed and Blood Rot. Those are the rarest ones that I know. I've never really seen any candy or anything, but apparently that's how much they have. And actually, I checked this exist count a second ago and it was at 16, so that means 1 Blood Rot Skibidi has been voided ever since. I'm pretty sure altogether we have about 4k, 5k Skibidis. There's a good amount, but there actually isn't a single phantom. Oh, wait, never mind. There actually is a phantom Skibidi. I don't know when this got in the game, but there was 0 a couple hours ago. 7 Cyber. And as you see, Cyber is one of the rarest mutations, like, in the game as of recently. And then we have Blood Rot with 15 as, I think, the rarest Skibidi other than Cyber and Phantom. We go to John Pork. There is 3 Blood Rots, obviously, you see that. 166 normal John Porks. That is not a lot, to be honest. I know this just released, but this is like the rarest OG so far. And I feel like it has a lower spawn point than Strawberry Elephant, because you don't see a lot of John Porks. There's probably around 250 to 300 of these. There's 6 Phantom. Cyber's a 1 of 1, and it's also unobtainable unless you have the mutation Rain. 3 Divine, 5 Cursed, 1 Radio, so that's 2 1 of 1s. Making that, we have 9 1 of 1s now. There's also 1 Lava, so that is 10 1 of 1s. Going on to Candy, and then Blood Rot, we have 4 and 3. And then now we're going to move on to Meow. Meow is one of the ones that has a decent amount of exists, but has some rare ones. You can see me scrolling through these. Phantom is a 1 of 1, which is 11 1 of 1s now. Cursed, you know, all this. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and then 9 is the rarest mutation of Meow other than Phantom, because that has just been released. 0 Blood Rot Headless Horsemen's, 55 base. So this is the rarest Brainrot currently in the game. There's 75 Headless Horsemen's. And I don't like to go into USD value because you're not supposed to sell stuff on this game because it's against Roblox's policy of selling in-game items. But these go for about 10k USD because the exist count got leaked. So yeah, now we have 14 gold, 55 base, 5 diamond, which I'm pretty sure there was like 6, but that somehow changed. There is also none of these, obviously, as you can see. And then when we move on to Yin Yang, there's 2 owned by Kuda, and I'm pretty sure his name is Unchained. He's on the leaderboard. And I don't know if Kuda actually owns the Yin Yang still. He probably does. Maybe I can fact check that in a second. 0 Galaxy, 3 Lava, 1 pulled by Kuda. 0 Candy, and 0 Bloodrot. Now, moving on to the last one, which is Strawberry Elephant. We have 1,000 of those. I'm gonna look at the rarest ones. So it looks like Rainbow Phantom, which that makes the 12th one of 1. 3 Cyber, 26 Divine. Divine is probably my favorite elephant, to be honest, or Cursed. And then there's Radio, Yin Yang, Galaxy, Lava. And it looks like Bloodrot and Phantom are the rarest one of 1s. But if we want to take a look real quick and look at mutations, a 10-bill elephant, you actually can't see the exists for some reason on traits. But like Blue Balloon and stuff, you can see how much money it does. And the cool thing about this new update is you can see how much money it does after it has the mutation. So look, that does like something billion. You can't even see it, but yeah. Now I'm going to look at some specific one of 1s that really are confusing that they're actually even like a thing. And I'm going to show you those. Okay, moving on to another brand now that I recommend that you probably should not trade for, which is the Pretzel Robo. I don't really think it's very rare in my opinion. Look how many of these there are. There's probably like 40k total Pretzel Robos. The only one that I would ever recommend trading for is the Bloodrot Pretzel Robo, which is a 90, it's a 1 of 91. And I would probably say never ever trade for a Pretzel Robo unless it is one of the mutations of, I would say, let's look at it. Probably Divine or Bloodrot are the best Pretzel Robos to trade for. Moving on, if we look here, this is a 1 of 1 Brainrot, but it actually doesn't show. If you look at this, there is a cursed Carcassahur. I'll put it on the screen of the exist count. If you're wondering how this is a 1 of 1, I'm pretty sure they used some type of cheat or just got like really lucky with the machine and they somehow got it cursed. The next Brainrot that I would like to go over is a 1 of 1. It is the Lava Nomad Examine. The thing about this is Nomad Examine actually has the potentiality to be buffed. Because there's only about 10k total Nomad Examines, and that is pretty much lower than the Dug Dug. As we scroll these, you can see that there's 0 Phantom, which somebody actually could create that. But this is always this is always obtainable, so people could possibly, like, it could not get buffed, you know. There's 2 Galaxy and 1 Lava, so those are the rarest versions of the Nomad Examine. Moving on, this is a Brainrot that I think could potentially get buffed. It's kind of similar to the Nomad Examine, except it is not actually obtainable. As you can see, there's some really rare ones. 13 Bloodrot, 17 Candy, 8 Lava, 307 Galaxy. So I would say Lava is the rarest one. There's probably only about 15k total of these Gorilla Subwoofereros, if I said that right. And I would recommend trading like your base Garama for these because a base Garama is always going to go down in value because it's obtainable, but the Gorilla will always get rarer and rarer. Moving on. Now we have a Brainrot that you should definitely trade all your OGs and your Dragons for. We got the Beluga with about 10 million exists, which is actually so rare. But yeah, if anything, I think this Brainrot, that was all just a joke. Dude, definitely do not trade that for your Dragons and your OGs. I think the Beluga is not rare at all, and you should never ever try to trade for it. It is so horrible. People thought it was rare at some point in the game, but now people just know that it's not rare. And then, yeah, I was scrolling through. I saw this, the John Doe. It's not rare, as you can see. But if you look, there's only 3 Phantom. 3 of these. 2 of these. 11. 12 of these. 8. 2. 32. And then now we have 16 Bloodrot. I'm pretty sure the reason that these mutated ones are so rare is because people use them trying to get a really, really good, I actually can't remember what it is. It was in the craft recently. It's probably called like a... I actually have no idea. It's with the Guess 666 in the other one. It is very rare. Also, Rubrico 1 of 3. I just saw that while scrolling through it. It is very rare. Galaxy 1 of 2. Yeah, but honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed this Exist Counts video. I just wanted to go over everything. Oh yeah, there's the Brainrot. I just wanted to go over everything and make sure that you guys know these Brainrots, what to trade for and what to not trade for, what is rare and what is not. Remember, the Pretzel Robo isn't good, and then all the other like OGs, top tier stuff that is really rare and unobtainable. Also, a rule to remember, anything that is unobtainable is always gonna be rare because it's not obtainable, and if you trade stuff that is obtainable for it, then it will always just gain value and it will be a good trade in the end. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And later I'm going to make a total 1 of 1's exist count video later. And I'll see y'all in the next one.